My name is Karen Georgia Thompson, and I serve as the Associate General Minister for Wider Church Ministries and the co-executive for Global Ministries. Under the umbrella of Wider Church Ministries, the United Church of Christ fulfills its commitment to respond to a variety of global and local concerns, including advocacy, sustainable development, refugee and asylum issues, migration, disasters, and we are committed to walking alongside our global partners as a critical presence. Over the past months, in what seems like apocalyptic proportions, we have witnessed a variety of disasters that warrant and command our attention. Wildfires are raging in the western states from Washington state down to California. At one point, there were fires burning actively in 13 states. Earthquakes in Puerto Rico add to the challenges of rebuilding after Hurricane Maria. Floods have left many displaced globally, adding to the challenges of migration as a result of war, food crisis, and lack of opportunities for sustaining families. The explosion in Beirut left many dead and destruction in its wake, along with a community grieving their loved ones and awaiting assistance for long-term recovery. And then there is COVID-19, a pandemic which has wreaked havoc around the world, resulting in significant human death and suffering across the globe and more closer to home, here in our communities in the United States. There is so much that demands our attention and our limited resources. Where do we begin? The One Great Hour Sharing Offering is one of the 4 special mission offerings in the United Church of Christ. The offering, which is taken in March, supports the mission and ministry of the United Church of Christ through our work in Wider Church Ministries. With your giving to Wider Church Ministries and One Great Hour Sharing, we are able to leverage the resources you give with those of others across the United Church of Christ to bring a greater impact to the work that we are doing together with our partners. For example, Ajuwa and family, along with other refugees, are supported through our partnership with Church World Service. Piramaka and husband began the dream of a better life for their family. They heard about programs that provided small loans to people and sought a loan to help them open a store. These are just 2 of many examples of the way in which your OGHS contributions and dollars are at work in economic development around the globe. When you give to One Great Hour of Sharing, your gifts join with others and are used within the same year it is received to bring your presence and hope to areas that are in need. As co-workers in God's economy, when we share in the work of One Great Hour of Sharing, we are making an investment in the future, and we trust that God will grant exponential growth and sustainable development for others. We are responding successfully to the needs of the world through your giving. We are able to be present for the long term in disaster recovery, walking with families as they rebuild their homes and lives following a disaster. We are assisting families in their desires to be self-sustaining as we partner with churches and organizations around the world that are focused on sustainable development. We are ensuring that women and girls have the opportunities they need to be successful in their communities. In Matthew 25, Jesus told the parable of the king who gathered the people and said, "I was hungry and you gave me food. I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger and you welcomed me. I was naked and you gave me clothing. I was sick and you took care of me. I was in prison and you visited me." The people asked, "When did that happen? When was the king hungry, thirsty, a stranger, and in need?" The king responded, "I tell you, just as you did it to one of the least of these, who are members of my family, you did it to me. Your gifts to One Great Hour of Sharing go a long way in ensuring that we are assisting those most in need and most vulnerable, working to provide for those who are most disenfranchised and marginalized as we seek a just world for all. Thank you for your gifts to One Great Hour of Sharing and the mission and ministry of Wider Church Ministries.